Hi there, my name is Nigel Dickey, a teacher of ancient languages. Today's question is, how did the peculiar tense system of Hebrew evolve? There are 4 core tenses for the Hebrew verb, that is 2 plus 2 others, derived from them by adding the prefix particle wa, most commonly translated and. First, we have the imperfect future tense as exemplified by yiqtol. This has a wide range of meanings, from he is killing to he will kill, he may kill, let him kill. In fact, any translation in which the action is not completed, including not started and so not completed. By contrast, when wa is added, giving wayyiqtol, the meaning switches to perfective or completed action, and he killed. Then we have the perfect tense represented by qatal, he killed, completed action. But when preceded by wa as waqatal, or wiqtol, it takes on the meaning of the simple, imperfect future tense, and he will kill, etc. Wiqtol is also known as the consecutive perfect, and wayyiqtol as the consecutive preterite. How did such a strange situation come about? Let us start with the imperfect yiqtol. It started as a preterite tense, yiqtol, he killed. Compare the Akkadian, he separated, with the same root vowel. In Central Semitic, which includes Arabic, a u got added, so we got yaqtulu. This was probably a nominative case marker, used when the verb was in a relative clause, linking it to the head noun. For example, inashum ju yiqtulu, a man that killed, where ju equals that. When the relative pronoun ju dropped out, you were left with a sense, a man of the killing sort, where yiqtulu was similar to a qualifying adjective. The adjective could then be extrapolated as a verb form, is a man of the killing sort, is a killer. Remember, there is no verb to be used as a copula in Semitic. This could then generalize to an imperfective, is killing, will kill, may kill, etc. As we see in the chart by David Steinberg, published by Adat Shalom, the next stage was the loss of final u, making it largely identical with the original preterite. Perfective, including in the plural, where the distinction third plural una in perfective and u preterite broke down, and the form in u predominated in both cases. Third feminine plural yiqtolna was replaced by the second feminine plural taqtolna by analogy with the singular, where the second feminine singular ta derives from the Afro-Asiatic second singular marker t, while the identical third feminine singular ta derives from the feminine marker t. In Arabic, the equivalent of yiqtolna is retained in the feminine plural. Meanwhile, the wayyiqtol sequential past was formed from the original preterite, while the simple preterite fainted from use as its forms merged with the new imperfective. However, imperfective future yiqtol could also still occasionally be combined with wa as in wayyiqtol. So Aaron Hornkohl and others argue that much later in the 1st millennium AD, the Masoretes restored the most ancient pronunciation of wa, namely wa, and doubled the following consonant to preserve the vowel and keep the two perfective and imperfective consecutive tenses distinct. At the same time as nominal yiqtolu was evolving into a verb form, if not earlier, the stative form qatal equals is a killer, evolved into the perfective qatal, has killed or killed, had killed, thus moving in the opposite direction. The two forms moved in tandem. As qatal became more perfective, yiqtolu became more imperfective, according to Ola Wikanda, who produced some of the earlier material I mentioned as well. The tables show the evolution of the endings. Arabic is more conservative than Hebrew, and Akkadian even more so, and their link with the ancient Egyptian dative. The R in the third masculine singular in Arabic and in the first and second person in the Akkadian dative might go back to an absolutive case marker. Semitic, or its predecessor, Afro-Asiatic, may have had ergative alignment before it changed to nominative accusative alignment. The ergative case marked the agent or doer of the action on a direct object, such as the boy in the sentence, "The boy hit the ball." The absolutive marked the object, the ball in the example, and from such a use would evolve into an accusative marker. But it was also used to mark the subject where an intransitive verb was used and there was no direct object. This is typically the case where a state of tense is used. For example, he is lying down, or he is a killer. Akkadian, parse, or its predecessor, would have been treated as a nominal form or participle and marked with a case ending "r" and used with a subject pronoun or noun, so meaning it is separate. Turning to the wayyiqtol, Bo Isaacson argues that it should not be seen as a separate conjugation with future meaning. It always follows another clause and may be related to it as a consequence, so, and so, or thereby, or simply relate an accompanying action. Its tense is determined by that of the preceding clause, whether past, did, durative, is or was doing, past anterior, had done, modal, may or might do, future, will do, etc. Its original past perfective function was expanded to include other temporal functions as it took over from imperfective future yiqtolu, later yiqtol, in initial position. It is therefore incorrect to see wayyiqtol as a sequential future tense complementing sequential past wayyiqtol, which, deriving from a preterite yiqtol, has retained strict past reference. Thank you for listening. It takes a while to understand what is going on with these tenses, so don't worry if you don't get it all at once. If you would like to learn some Hebrew or another Near Eastern language such as Aramaic, Ancient Egyptian, Sumerian or Akkadian, or any other ancient language, please contact me on my website www.ancientlanguages.school, and please do subscribe to my channel.